The latest jobs report, not as good as expected.
Yeah, the Labor Department says employers added 142,000 jobs last month. Well, that's lower than the 160,000 that economists had expected. The June and July numbers were revised down by 86,000. Construction and healthcare added the most jobs last month. The unemployment rate fell slightly to 4.2%. Still, the numbers show a slightly weaker jobs market. That could prompt the Fed to cut interest rates more than expected. Fox News anchor Shannon Bream with Fox News Sunday joins me now. How are you? Good morning.
Good to see you, Brandon.
All right, so let's talk about that jobs report. How will that impact the economic messages of both Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump?
So you've heard the vice president say, day one, this is my plan to improve things, suggesting that there have been problems with the Biden administration and how they've handled some things. She's also said repeatedly the reason we spiked with inflation and had other trouble is because the Trump team so mismanaged handling of the pandemic. He's going to say, when we handed it off to you at the end of our term, you had 1.4% inflation. You shot it up to over 9. It's still in the range of just below 3. So he's going to make the argument poverty was down, home ownership was up, the job market was good, and then the pandemic happened. So we'll see. When you have a negative jobs report right before a debate, I'm not sure everybody pays attention to the minutia, but I think it's important what you pointed out. Not only was August disappointing, but there were major revisions down to June and July, and I would expect President Trump to hammer that on Tuesday.
Well, yeah, and as you alluded to, no doubt the economy is going to be what they talk about most probably in next week's debate. So with the rules now in place, how do you think this debate will shake up?
Well, there's been so much fighting back and forth about these rules. We understand there's a letter that came from the Harris campaign to ABC, who's hosting the debate, to say that there's a disadvantage to this format for the vice president. The Trump team will say these are the rules we negotiated with the Biden-Harris ticket. She was part of that as what was going to be, her being on stage as part of the vice presidential debate. So they've said, hey, these are the rules. Let's stick to them as they are. I think that the Harris campaign is worried about the ability for her to have that viral moment that she's had in the past where she says, I'm speaking when there's crosstalk and someone's talking over her. If the mics are muted when you're not supposed to be speaking, it's going to take away potentially that moment. But we'll see. I think Americans are hoping they get to more substance and policy. This may be the only debate we get from these two, and interesting and fascinating to me that they've never actually met in person.
Wow. Okay, yeah, that is kind of fascinating. All right, Shannon, so let's look ahead to Sunday. Who do you have on tap?
So with the debate in mind, we've got Jim Messina, Democrat, and Brett O'Donnell, Republican. They've done debate prep at the presidential level to talk to us about what these two teams need to be doing, where the landmines are. We've also got Senators Murphy and Cornyn, one from each side of the aisle, to talk about big looming budget fights. Yeah, we're about to run out of money again here on Capitol Hill. The border and so many other things, including control of the Senate. Can Republicans flip those seats and take control as they're hoping to? All
right, Shannon, thanks a lot. We'll see you then.
Thanks, Brandon.
So Fox News Sunday with Shannon Bream airs right here on Sunday morning at 8 a.m.